Picture this. It's a Friday night in 2025. You finally get a break from work. You sit down on the couch, grab the remote, open Netflix on your smart TV, and it freezes for a second. The menu stutters. An ad pops up. You hit play, and the show looks kind of flat. The sound is just okay, and fast-forwarding feels like your TV is struggling to keep up. You paid good money for that big 4K screen, but it still feels like you're not getting what you were promised. Now imagine this instead. You hit the power button, your TV wakes up, and everything just glides. Apps open instantly. Scrolling feels smooth. The picture on screen actually looks like a high-end movie theater. The sound fills the room. Your phone, your watch, your AirPods, your smart lights, your security camera, everything quietly links together like it was all built as one system. That second scenario is what Apple TV 4K is trying to do in 2025. A lot of people look at it and think, why would I pay extra for a little black box when my TV already has apps? Or I could get a cheap streaming stick for $30. If that's what you're thinking right now, don't click away yet. Give this a few minutes, because by the end of this video, you'll know very clearly whether Apple TV 4K is a waste of money for you, or the one upgrade that will completely change how your living room feels every single day. But the real magic happens in the settings that most people never touch. On Apple TV, there's an option to match dynamic range and match frame rate. Turn those on, and instead of forcing everything into one mode, the Apple TV adjusts itself to match how each movie or show was actually mastered. If a film was shot at 24 frames per second in Dolby Vision, that's how you see it. It sounds technical, but the result is simple. Motion looks more natural, colors look more accurate, and it feels closer to what the director wanted you to see. There's another feature that quietly makes a huge difference: color balance with your iPhone. You hold your iPhone up to the TV when Apple TV tells you to. It reads the colors on your screen, and then it automatically adjusts the output. You don't need to be a calibrator. You don't need to mess around with vivid or movie or sports modes on the TV, and you don't need any special tools. In a couple of minutes, your picture usually jumps from okay to wow. That actually looks expensive. With the latest tvOS updates rolling into 2025, Apple also leans hard into audio clarity. Features like enhanced dialogue make voices easier to hear without you blasting the volume during action scenes. Subtitles can pop up automatically when the audio is hard to catch or you skip backward. These are small touches, but they're exactly the kind of things that make long binge sessions more comfortable. Now, where Apple TV 4K really separates itself is when you own other Apple devices. If you have an iPhone, iPad, Mac, Apple Watch, AirPods, or HomePod, this little box becomes way more than a streaming stick. You can AirPlay almost anything from your phone straight to your TV. Photos from a trip, a TikTok you want to show friends, a video you just shot with your phone, even a presentation. Tap the AirPlay icon, choose your Apple TV, and it's instantly on the big screen. No cables, no digging through the TV's messy sharing menus. If you care about fitness, Apple Fitness Plus on Apple TV is like having a studio in your living room. You start a workout, your Apple Watch connects automatically, and your heart rate, calories, and rings show up live on the screen while the trainer is talking. It keeps you more engaged, more accountable, and you don't need any extra equipment besides what you already own. And then there's FaceTime on the big screen. Using your iPhone as the camera, you can start a FaceTime call on Apple TV. Your friends or family pop up on the TV, and Center Stage keeps you in frame as you move around. For birthdays, holidays, or just checking in with someone far away, that hits different compared to everyone huddled over a phone. If you like gaming but don't need a full console, Apple Arcade on Apple TV is surprisingly solid. You pair a PlayStation or Xbox controller over Bluetooth, download some games, and you got a casual gaming setup with no ads and no in-app purchases in arcade titles. It's not meant to replace a high-end console, but for kids, for family night, or for relaxed solo games, it does way more than you'd expect. From a streaming box. Now let's shift into something a lot of US households care about: live TV and sports. If you're thinking about cutting the cord, Apple TV is basically built for that. Apps like YouTube TV, Hulu Plus Live TV, Sling, Fubo, and DirecTV Stream run smoothly on it. Channel changes are fast, the interface is responsive, and you're not fighting a clunky cable box anymore. You just open the app, pick your channel, and it feels like streaming is supposed to feel. Sports get special treatment. With Apple's own sports offerings and the Apple TV app, you can get multi-view for selected events, where you watch multiple games at once on one screen. You can track scores, bounce between angles, and stay on top of everything happening without constantly switching back and forth. When services stream in 4K HDR with Atmos, Apple TV 4K actually lets you enjoy that quality instead of downgrading it. Behind the scenes, Apple TV 4K can also act as the brain of your smart home. It works as a home hub for Apple Home and many Matter-compatible devices. That means your Apple TV is quietly controlling your smart locks, lights, thermostats, and cameras even when you're away. You can ask Siri on the remote to show me the front door, and your camera feed appears on the TV. You can set up scenes like movie night that dim the lights, close the blinds, and get everything ready with a single command. So yes, this little box handles streaming, fitness, casual gaming, smart home, and communication, all from your couch. But we have to be honest about who it's for, because it's not for everyone. Apple TV 4K costs more than a basic Amazon Fire Stick or a budget Roku. If all you want is a cheap way to watch Netflix in a guest bedroom, you probably don't need this. If you don't own any Apple devices and you're not planning to, you'll still enjoy the speed and the picture quality, but you won't get the full ecosystem magic that makes it really shine. And if your TV isn't 4K and you don't care about upgrading anytime soon, you're paying for performance you're not fully using yet. On the other hand, if you're in the US, you've got a 4K TV, and you already use an iPhone, AirPods, Apple Watch, or HomePod, you're exactly the person this was built for. You get a cleaner interface, fewer annoying ads, smoother performance, better integration, stronger privacy, and a device that tends to stay fast and supported for years instead of feeling old after 1 or 2 updates. Apple doesn't refresh Apple TV hardware every year like phones, but they do keep updating tvOS. That means a box you buy in 2025 can easily carry you through multiple TV upgrades and streaming trends without feeling slow or abandoned. If you do decide to pick one up, there's a simple way to squeeze the most out of it in just a few minutes. Set it up, sign into your main streaming apps, then go into settings and turn on the options to match frame rate and match dynamic range. Run the color balance with your iPhone. Connect your AirPods for private listening. Log into Fitness Plus if you have an Apple Watch. Add your favorite live TV or sports apps. And if you use smart home devices, open the Home app and make sure Apple TV is set as a home hub. Those small steps turn it from just a streaming box into the real center of your setup. You'll feel it the first time you scrub through a movie without lag. You'll see it when the colors finally pop the way they do in the store. You'll hear it when dialogue is clear and the surround sound wraps around you. You'll notice it when you AirPlay something from your phone in 2 taps, or when your workout stats appear on the big screen, or when you answer a FaceTime call and it fills your TV. Now, I want to hear from you. How are you watching right now? Are you still using your TV's built-in apps, a random streaming stick, or have you already tried Apple TV 4K? Tell me what your setup looks like and what frustrates you the most about it. If you want more straight talk breakdowns like this, with real-world pros and cons, hit subscribe, drop a like, and stick around. The living room is changing fast, and if you're going to spend hours in front of that screen every week, you might as well make every minute actually feel good.